I didn't mean to play the whole song, but
there's nothing we could do about it. Yeah, it's like 2:12, right? Something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I have a lot of things to say about it that are awesome.
I'll just my initial just sort of like, okay, so again, that trope of like sort of the bass and the drum starting, great fuzzy bass tone too, by the way. So simple, just 1-5, 1-4, basically, right? The bass line part. But then the vocals, obviously happen, and
They sure did. They sure happened.
so go ahead.
Well, that's the first thing I wanted to talk about is like bands like this, and a lot of the kind of main players in the industry throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s, 70s and 80s, I guess more so, really were filled with like very strong personalities.
Yes.
And it kind of gets me wondering, is like, as someone who signs a band or like even like as part of the band, like how do you write shit like this? How do you come up with the idea to have someone delivering vocals in like plain speak with slurring, and then have
Nobody.
Is that a reference, by the way?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Oh, it might be.
I think it literally might be. Anyway, but like, how do you have the idea and the conviction to have some guy like drunkenly slur the words on the bottom and have Kim sing the lyrics on top?
Yeah, just so straight too.
Yeah.
And
how do you come up with the sound, and how do you sign that, and how do you present that to the public?
I mean, we talked about that when we talked about like Mr. Bungle.
Yeah.
Like on an episode that's like,
How
they were
did
just
Warner-
signing people. It's like,
Why did Warner Brothers sign Mr. Bungle?
like, I don't know, but I'm glad they did.
Same. But seriously, like, how do you do
and
it?
that's the weird thing about them, because it's like, again, that's fucking weird, but there's still that just very like catchy poppiness to it,
yeah.
And it's like, you could hear that on the radios and on the radio in the 90s, like,
And not turn it off.
It wouldn't be that out of place, really. Yeah. I mean, like, as far as just like the sound and the instrumentation goes, and like the riffs, I mean, there's like details of like how on the second chorus, I guess, the guitar player plays like the same thing, but like in a weird harmonization kind of thing.
Very cool.
Favorite part is how that fucking like bridge breakdown is just
so
nonsensical to the rest of it. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know what the music theory is happening there. I'd never like learned it, but it's like,
I forgot to write down the progression.
that's fine. But it's weird. It doesn't make sense.
It's like A, D, E minor, F minor or something.
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
But the flip of then Frank Black doing the very straight talk and Kim doing the after that, and then coming back to I bleed, and she's I bleed. And
in her lowest. Yeah.
Like,
it's
so cool.
So interesting.
So like thought out.
And I'm wondering like what their motivation was for doing that. Like, was it a pure like calculated thing where it's like, well, at the beginning we could do this thing where we swap gradually throughout the song, or was it like some sort of metaphorical thing?
It's probably more just that cool idea, and I think that's a thing that happens. Like, I mean, that's why generally when there's like a band with personalities, their early shit is a lot better, because it's like you can tell they're friends and they hang out and they're just fucking, and they're just like, hey, this will be fun, and it's like they're talented enough that it actually worked out and sounds good, and maybe the producer kind of edited it, who knows, but like then they kind of get older or whatnot more, and they're just like, well, just fucking do it. Like the next two albums, which I'm not gonna play any of them, but with the Still Kim deal, it's like I like those albums, but they don't quite have that little spark of creativity in them. They're still like cool weird shit, but it's nothing like that happens.
Just missing the ultimate top level.
Yeah, there's good songs, but like, no, it just doesn't capture this that early starting out band kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.